Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to break down the APPSC Degree Lecturer Computer Applications Previous Paper of the year 2016. So there are 150 questions in this paper. So we covered the first 75 questions in the part 1 and this is the second part. I will explain the complex concepts in simple terms and provide tips and tricks to help you in the exam. So whether you are a beginner or an experienced one, this video is for you. Let's start the video. 76th question. Amazon.com comes under the which type of a model? So Amazon operates primarily as a business to consumer model where it sells products directly to consumers via e-commerce platform. Internet access components in e-commerce infrastructure involves. E-commerce infrastructure requires various internet access components to function efficiently, like TCP/IP. So TCP/IP is a fundamental communication protocol suite used for transmitting data over the net. And kiosks. Kiosks means these are interactive computer terminals that allow users to perform transactions and access online services, and web browsers to connect to the e-commerce platform and online stores. So here all the options are correct. E-commerce infrastructure involves. So it involves all the web servers, e-catalogs networks. So servers host websites and applications, and e-catalogs are the digital catalogs to display the products, and networks will provide the communication between users and servers. Next. How many 8-bit characters can be transmitted per second over a 9600 baud serial communication link using asynchronous mode of transmission with 1 start bit and 8 data bits, 2 stop bits and 1 parity bit? So here baud rate is the number of signal changes per second. In this case, it is 9600 baud. Here each character consists of 1 start bit, 8 data bits, 2 stop bits, 1 parity bit, so 2 stop bits and 1 parity bit. So total here we have 1 plus 8 plus 2 plus 1. So that is 12 bits per character. So here the number of characters per second. So what are the number of characters here? So that is total 9600 bits per second by 100 by 12. So that equals to 800. So the answer is 800. The next question. The private key in public key encryption is used for. So this one is used for decryption. The public key encryption uses two keys, that is the public key and a private key. The public key is used to encrypt the data and only the private key can decrypt it. This ensures secure communication between the two parties. Public key encryption makes use of. So it makes use of two keys, right? That we already discussed it. It has the two keys, public key and private key. Next. Determine the maximum length of the cable in kilometers for transmitting data at a rate of 700 megabits per second in an Ethernet LAN with frames of size 10,000 bits. Assume the signal speed in the cable to be 2 lakh km per second. So here maximum data rate is 700 megabits per second and frame size is 10,000 bits and signal speed is 2 lakh km per second. So now we have to find out the frame transmission time. So frame transmission time is equal to the frame size by the speed, that is 700 into 10 to the power of 6. So here the message size by speed. So we are writing the megabits per second in the 10 power 6 form. So you can write kilobits per second in 10 power 3 form. So after performing the operation, we will get 1.428 into 10 to the power of minus 5 seconds. So here we are finding out the time here, time transmission time. So now we have to find out the maximum length of the cable. So here the maximum length of the cable equals to signal speed into frame transmission time. So what is the signal speed here? Signal speed is 2 lakh kilometer per second. So 2 lakh kilometer per second into this one, frame transmission time, 1.428 into 10 power minus 5. So if you compute this, so you will get 1 point, so here 5 zeros and 0 will get cancelled. So now 1.428 is the answer. Which protocol will be used to automate the IP configuration mechanism, which includes IP address, subnet mask, default gateway and DNS information? So here the correct answer is DHCP. DHCP automatically assigns IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, DNS information. It helps reduce the manual IP configuration, making network management efficient. So answer is DHCP. The complete graph Kn has dash different spanning trees. So it has n to the power of n minus 2 number of spanning trees. So according to the K-less formulas, so it is n power n minus 2. Next, which of the following is not a type of graph? So here path is not a graph. So Euler is a graph, Hamilton a graph, and tree is also one kind of graph without any cycles. So path is the correct answer. Pigeonhole principle states that if A tends to B and A greater than B, then. So pigeonhole principle states that if more items are placed into fewer containers, at least one container must hold more than one item. So that's why it is a not one-to-one. This implies that the function is not one-to-one because at least one value in B must be assigned to multiple values of A. Next. Two girls have picked 10 roses, 15 sunflowers and 14 daffodils. What is the number of ways they can divide the flowers among themselves? If G is an undirected planar graph on n vertices with E edges, then planar graph is a graph that can be drawn on a plane without edges crossing. So here Euler's formula for planar graph is V minus E plus F equals to 2. For a simple planar graph, have the bound that E less than or equals to 2n minus 4. So that's why the correct answer is E less than or equals to 2n. A bag contains 10 white balls and 15 black balls. Two balls are drawn in succession. The probability that one of them is black and other is white is. So here total there are 25 balls, 10 white balls and 15 black balls. So there are two ways that a black ball and white ball will be picked up. So first we will consider that first a black ball is picked, then white ball. That is BW. First black ball and then white ball. Then so the probability of drawing a black ball first is 15 by 25. So here 25 is the total value. So total is 25, right? And the probability of drawing a white ball second, so that is after taking out the black ball, is 10 by 24. Right. So here if you perform the multiplication, so we will get the answer as 1 by 4. Next. So there is another chance. So first we can pick the white ball and then followed by black ball. So first the probability of drawing a white ball first is 10 by 25 into the probability of drawing a black ball second, that is after taking out the white ball, is 15 by 24. So if you perform the multiplication, the answer is 1 by 4. So here we have to calculate the total probability. So total probability is the probability of drawing the first black ball and white ball, and then white ball and black ball. So adding these two things, that is 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4, that is equals to 1 by 2, that is 0.5. So answer is option 3. Next, let R be a relation in a set A, then R is an equivalence relation if and only if. So equivalence relation means, so we have to follow the simple formula, that is RST. So RST means so reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So it is a equivalence relation. So here so reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Which of the following are tautologies? A tautology is a logical statement that is always true regardless of the truth values of its components. So here option 1 is the correct answer. Which of the following will not form an abelian group? A group must satisfy closure, associativity, identity element and inverses. A group is abelian if it is commutative, that meaning so A into B equals to B into A. So that's why the correct answer is option 3, that is multiplication over the set of integers. Next, a binary relation S equals to null on set A equals to 1, 2, 3 is. So here for the set 1, 2, 3, the relations that can be formed is 1, 1, 2, 1 and 2, 2, next 2, 3, 2, 4, yeah, 2, 4. It is 3, 1, 3, 2 and 3, 3. So these are the relations that can be formed here using the given set. Now if you check, so it is following the reflexive properties. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, and it is symmetric also, right? So here if you consider here 2, 3 and 3, 2, so it is following the symmetric property and it is the transitive also, right? So how can we know that transitive x, y means x, y, z equals to x, z. So here 2, 3 is there and 3, 2. So if you apply these two things, we get the 2, 2. So it is following. So it is following all the properties, right? So all of the above, that is the reflexive, symmetric and transitive is the correct answer. The asymptotic notation for defining the average time complexity is. So it is equivalence. So next one, the binary relation R equals to the relation given here on the set A equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we need to find out the relations that follow. So here we have so 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3, right? So here 4, 4 is not there. So here 4, 4 is not available. So 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3 is there. So these are the reflexive property, right? But 4, 4 is not there. So that's why the reflexive property doesn't hold. Next we will check the symmetric here. So symmetric means, so if A comma B and is there, then B comma A must be there. So here 2 comma 1 is available. So we will check for 1 comma 2. So 1 comma 2 is not given. So that's why the symmetric property also doesn't hold. And what is the transitive property? So transitive property means A comma B and B comma C is there, then A comma C also follows. So here 2 comma 3 and 3 comma 1 is there, then 2 comma 1 follows, right? It is followed. So it is neither reflexive nor reflexive but transitive. So this is the correct answer. So next question. Management information system is. So management information system is used to manage business operations and decision making process by processing business transactions such as employee time records, payment processing and orders. It helps organizations streamline operations and improve efficiency. So the option 4 is the correct answer. If a university sets up a web-based information system that faculty could access to record student grades and to advise students, that would be an example of a intranet. Intranet is a private network accessible only to an organization staff. So here CRM is used for managing customer interactions and ERP integrates various business processes. And extranet allows external users like parents or recruiters to access the certain data. So intranet is the correct answer. A software project involves execution of 5 tasks, T1 to T5 of duration given here. So T2 and T4 can start only after T1 completes and T3 can start after T2 completes. T5 can start only after both T3 and T4 complete. What is the slack time of the task T3 in days? So here slack time is the amount of time a task can be delayed without delaying the project. So from the given dependencies, so here the T2 and T4 will start after the T1 finishes, and T3 will start after the T2 completes, and T5 will start after the T3 and T4 finishes the execution. So here T1 is the foundation here. So if you consider it as a chain, so T1 followed by T2 followed by T3 and then it is followed by T5. So this is the chain of tasks. And there is another chain also, that is so T1, T4, so T1, T4 and then T5. So this is another chain, right? So there are 2 chains formed here. But T1, T2, T3, T5 is a longer chain. So that means it is the critical path. Since T3 is on the critical path, so it has no flexibility. If T3 is delayed, then T5 is also delayed and the whole project is delayed. That means T3 has 0 slack time. Right? So how can we tell that it is a 0 slack time means? So if you consider the values, T1 has 10 days given. That is T1 will execute for 0 to 10 days and then T2. So T2 will execute for 15 days. That means from 10 to 15 days, right? So it will execute. And then T3 has 18 days to finish. So T1 0 to 10 days, then T2 10 to 22 days and T3 22 to 36 days. So here for T3 there is no, it starts immediately after the T2, there is no gap here. So that's why 0 is the correct answer. So it has 0 slack time. Which of the following enables enterprise interoperability? Information data flow diagram, information flow diagram, workflow XML and ER diagram. So here the correct answer is XML. Banker's algorithm is used for which purpose? So it is a deadlock prevention method. Banker's algorithm is used in OS to avoid deadlocks by ensuring the system's resources are allocated safely. It prevents the deadlocks. So that's why deadlock prevention is the correct answer. An example of a memory management system called in Unix is, it is a mmap. mmap is a system call in Unix that maps files or devices into memory. It is commonly used for memory management and file input-output operations. In process management, round-robin method is essentially uses the preemptive version of which one? So it is a preemptive version of the FIFO. Right. So we are just adding a time slice here in the round-robin scheduling to each process in a circular order. Next, if the executing program size is greater than the existing RAM of a computer, it is still possible to execute the program if the OS supports. So here the answer is paging system. Paging system is a part of virtual memory but doesn't necessarily allow execution beyond RAM. Next, in a variable partition memory management technique with compaction results in, so it results in the reduction of the fragmentation. Compaction is a technique used to reduce memory waste by rearranging free memory blocks. It helps to reduce internal and external fragmentation by combining free spaces. Next one. Moving process from main memory to disk is called. So it is called as a swapping. Swapping is a memory management technique where a process is moved from RAM. So it is moved from RAM to, so that is the main memory to secondary memory. So then if you want to execute a program, you will fetch it from the secondary memory to main memory for execution. After the program is executed, it will be gone to the secondary memory. So this continuous swapping will be there. This happens in virtual memory system to manage multiple processes efficiently. So correct answer is the swapping. The principle of locality of reference justifies the use of. So it justifies the use of cache memory. The principle of locality states that a program accesses a relatively small portion of memory repeatedly. Next, which command is used to display the top of the file? So we use the head command in Linux to display the first 10 lines of a file by default. So here cat prints the entire file. More and less allows scrolling through the file. Next, which command is used to remove the read permission of the file note from both the group and others? So here we want to remove the read permission of the file note. So for removing the read permission, we are using the -R. Okay. So that is the option 4, change mode GO. So for both the group and others, we are removing the read permission of the file note. Okay. So that's why option 4 is the correct answer. Which of the following is not a communication command? So grep is not a communication command. So communication commands in Linux allow users to send messages or communicate with others. Grep is a such command and not a communication command. Next, which of the dash checks type field in the file's inode structure? So that is the kernel. Which of the following commands can be used to get information about the individual terminal? That is the who am I. Who am I command displays the current user's session details, including terminal in use. Next, Unix command is used to compare the successive lines of file 1 with the corresponding lines of file 2 and output a 3-columnar report on lines unique to file 1, file 2 and common to both is. Which of the following commands can be used to get information about individual terminal? The command who am I command displays the current user's session details including the terminal in use, whereas we use the pwd to show the current directory, and id displays the user id information and which locates executable files. So answer is who am I. Unix command used to compare the successive lines of file 1 with the corresponding lines of file 2 and output a 3-columnar report on lines unique to file 1, file 2 and common to both is. So it is a common command, COMM. Common command compares two sorted files and produces the 3 columns. And compare command compares byte by byte difference, and difference command shows line by line differences. The correct answer is common command. We can append to a file instead of overwriting by using the symbol. So here greater than overwrites a file. So we use the greater than to overwrite a file. So greater than to overwrite a file, and double greater than appends data to the file without deleting existing content, and whereas the percent and less than are not used for redirection. So option 2 is the correct answer. Which of the following is not a filter? So here filters process input and produce the output. Cat, grep and pg are used to manipulate the text streams, whereas the who displays logged in users but doesn't filter the data. So here cat command is used to filter the data. It is not used to filter the data. So that's why cat is the correct answer. Next. So given a program here, we have to find out the output of this program. So now we have to solve this problem. So x equals to 3 into 4. So we start from the left hand side. 3 into 4 is 12 modulus 5. So 12 modulus 5 is 2. So modulus means we have to consider the remainder. So x is 2. So x equal to 2 is the correct answer. The time complexity of the following C function is. So given the C function, a recursive function here. So this function calls itself twice in each recursion step. Okay. So in each recursion step it is calling itself twice, leading to an exponential growth in execution time. So this will result in a time complexity of big O of 2 power n. So exponential growth makes it very inefficient for large n. So here the correct answer is big O of 2 power n. Okay. So if a class C is derived from class B, which is derived from class A, all through public inheritance, then a class C member functions can access. So public and protected members of base class become public and protected members in the derived class also. Private members are never inherited. That's why answer option 2 is the correct answer here. In C++ operator, so less than operator is called as. So this operator is called as an insertion operator or put to operator. So this operator is used in C++ output operations. This operator is also called as the insertion operator or put to operator. The greater than operator is called as the extraction operator used with the cin, and this operator is used with the cout. Function overloading in C++ is. So it is a group function with the same name. Function overloading allows multiple functions to have the same name but different parameters. It doesn't allow functions with exactly same parameters. How do constructors differ from destructors? Constructors can be overloaded, that is, multiple versions with different arguments, whereas the destructors cannot be overloaded, only one per class. So option 3 is the correct answer. Next one. Abstract class cannot have. So it cannot have both zero instance and multiple instance. Usually a pure virtual function is a function that is declared in a base class but must be overridden in a derived class. It has no definition in the base class, just a declaration. A class containing a pure virtual function becomes an abstract class. So it is defined in a derived class is the correct answer. So if x equals to 5 and y equals to 2, then x or y equals to. So here the 5 binary value is 101 and here the 2 binary value is 010. So if you write the remaining bits are zeros only, right? So here the left hand side are zeros, 5 zeros. So in the XOR value, what will happen? So the same values are, the bits are same, then it will be 0. Which is different, then it will print 1. So 1, 1, 1. So remaining all zeros. So here the correct answer is the option 1. Runtime polymorphism is achieved by. So it is achieved by the virtual function. So this question is also repeated number of times in the NET exam and in the previous APPSC DL paper. So runtime polymorphism is specifically achieved through function overriding in inheritance. A virtual function in C++ is a member function that is declared in a base class and overridden in a derived class. The function call is resolved at runtime using dynamic binding. The operator that cannot be overloaded is. So the operator that cannot be overloaded is the scope resolution operator. The keyword friend does not appear in. So the keyword friend doesn't appear in the. A friend function or friend class allows access to private and protected members of another class. The friend keyword appears in the class that allows access, not in the class that gains access. The receiving class doesn't contain the keyword friend. So option 2 is the correct answer. So this is the initial key. So there are some changes to the initial key. So you can see that in the official APPSC site, the original key. Next one. What is the appropriate pairing of items in the two columns listing various activities encountered in a software cycle? So here given requirements capture, design, implementation and maintenance phase. So here the requirements capture is done in module development and integration. Requirements capture is done in domain analysis and designing is done for structural and behavioral modeling, and implementation is done at module development and integration, and maintenance is done for performance testing. So option 2 is correct answer. Which of the following software engineering concepts does ADA language support? ADA is a structured, statically typed programming language designed for safety and maintainability. It supports key software engineering principles like abstraction, generics, information hiding. So here all of the given options are correct. Prototyping is easy too. Prototyping involves creating a working model of a system to refine requirements. It helps in early user feedback and ensures better requirement understanding. So here the correct answer is option 3. Regression testing is primarily related to. So it is related to verification sorry, it is related to the maintenance testing. Regression testing ensures that new changes do not introduce bugs in existing functionality. Acceptance testing is done by. Acceptance testing is conducted to verify whether the system meets business requirements. It is performed by end users or customers before final deployment. Whether the system meets business requirements. It is performed by end users or customers before final deployment. So answer is customers. Most undesirable type of coupling is. So undesirable coupling is content coupling. Coupling refers to the degree of dependency between software components, and content coupling is the worst form of coupling. So here it occurs when one module modifies or accesses the internal workings of another. Next. Top-down design doesn't require. So it doesn't require loop-in variance. So next one. Which one is the simplest model in software development? So waterfall model. It is the simplest and earliest sequential approach in software development. It follows a linear and phased approach, progressing step by step. That is requirement, and then design, implementation, testing and maintenance. It is easy to understand but rigid and doesn't support iterative development. Next, manage the following. So we have to manage the model and its features. So here waterfall model, so P4 is the correct answer, Q3 is the correct answer, and R1 is the correct answer, S2 is the correct answer. So option 3 is the correct one. A major defect in waterfall model in software development is that waterfall model follows a rigid sequence, meaning any mistake in earlier stages can propagate and cause major issues later. Changes are difficult to accommodate once the process moves forward. Since the testing happens at the end, bugs detected late can be expensive to fix. So option 3 is the correct answer. The approach to software testing is to design test cases to analyze the output of the software. In software project, COCOMO model is used to estimate. COCOMO model is a mathematical model used to estimate cost, effort and schedule. It is based on software size. It is measured in LOC, lines of code or function points. It helps in budgeting and resource allocation. So 1 is the correct answer. Beta testing is carried out by. So beta testing is conducted by end users in a real world environment before full deployment. It helps in gathering feedback and detecting any last minute bugs. Next one. What is the difference between XML and HTML? HTML is used for displaying data in a structured format on web pages, and XML is designed for storing and exchanging structured data. So here option 2 is the correct answer here, not 3. So what are tags used for? So tags are used to logically divide the document. Next, what are meta tags used for? The meta tag is used to provide metadata about an HTML document. It helps search engines, browsers and other tools understand the page content. Normal meta tag include SEO, that is search engine optimization, specifying character sets and defining refresh intervals. So here option 1 is the correct answer. So which tag is true to change the text color to red? The correct HTML tag attribute to change text color inside the body tag is text is body text equals to red. Which tag is used to display a numbered list? In HTML, an ordered list, that is a numbered list, is creating using the OL tag, ordered list, and unordered list, that is to create the bullet tag, bullet list, and DL means to define the definition list. So here OL is the correct answer. The most popular way to materialize XML document is to use the XSLT. XSLT means extensible style sheet language transformations is used to transform XML data into readable formats such as HTML, PDF or text. So DTD means document type definition. It is used to define XML structure but doesn't materialize XML. HTML is a markup language but doesn't process XML. SOAP is a protocol for exchanging structured data but doesn't transform the XML. So here answer is the XSLT. The dash method ensures that a new web page is generated. So that is the post method. Post is used to send data to a server to create a new resource. Get retrieves data without modifying it. Whereas delete removes a resource and update modifies an existing resource. Apache Tomcat is it is a web server that is capable of running Java programs. If P consists of 5 lakh transactions, 20,000 transactions contain bread, and 30,000 transactions contain jam, and 10,000 transactions contain both bread and jam, then the support of bread and jam is. So here the support is, so we have to find out the support. So what is this formula for calculating the support means transactions that contains the both items. So what is the transaction that contains the both items? That is bread and jam. So 10,000 by total number of transactions. The total number of transactions is 5 lakhs. So 5 lakhs into 100. So if you perform the calculation here, mathematical calculation, so then the answer is 2%. Okay. In JavaScript, what does NaN function do? NaN function, that is a NaN function in JavaScript, checks if a value is not a number. If the argument is not a number, it returns true. And if the argument is a number, it returns the false. So if it is a number, it returns false, and if it is not a number, then it will return true. So here the correct answer is return true if the argument is not a number. Next. So find the value of math round of minus 20.5. So if you apply this function math.round of minus 20.5, so here the round of value is minus 20. So this is the last question. I hope you understand the concepts in this previous paper. Thanks for watching my video.